It's a Too Much Dip podcast. It's Monday afternoon. Going down about 2:30 Central here. Austin, Texas time. Out around Austin, Texas way. Dylan Shivery.
Yeah, we've been recording here for a minute. Very happy to be here. Feels like it's going to be one of those episodes, man.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Care to elaborate?
No, you'll see later on. It just feels good.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be here. That's all.
You like
it a podcast, huh? Sorry.
It's okay. It's going to be one of those episodes.
Yeah.
Just one of those episodes.
Here's
man.
a guy with some bad knees that have limited range in the bedroom. Is Randy Trembacki.
Hey, how's it going? Hi, Dave. KG's out here just saying some wild stuff before the podcast. And Dylan, I'm gonna have to remind you because this is a visual show. Watch that mug, buddy. Okay,
Easy.
Why don't you give him a little tasteful side boob?
When we're beyond the paywall, then there's no telling what's going to happen.
We're not though.
It's tasteful. All right.
Keep your toss to
lined
yourself.
up. I'm going to turn it just enough to give you a little. It should be peeking through right now.
There's a little side boob there, just a little.
KG, I'll show you after the show, man.
Dylan's got a new mug, a new Tata mug,
And it's R-rated. And that's that.
It's okay. We can just see the brown spot for now. Happy to be here.
What are we?
I don't even know.
What are you doing?
KJ Ellis.
It's what shows on cam.
Guy
Let
with
the
good
people
knees.
decide. YouTube.com.
You have good
Oh,
knees.
whoa. Yeah, he looks for Dylan. He can only see the brown back of it. KJ
Right,
can,
right.
but on Dylan's camera, it's a little too side booby. You're almost seeing some nip.
That was the whole point.
Sounds
Do you
like
not know
video
what
guys
side
got
boob
some.
is?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know what it is.
Okay.
Pixelization in his future. Hello, folks, gentlemen.
Hey, man.
I've got two things to bring to the table here before we get started. First and foremost, I'd like to share with the world. I told Randy this a couple weeks ago. I've got a new addiction. So I feel like first step is admitting it. But I've lost a lot of hours in my life over the last couple of weeks watching Grand Theft Auto. I guess you call it role play, but like Twitch streams of people playing Grand Theft Auto and like these very elaborate modified worlds. And I'd like to just let you know there's two regrets I have. One, I know a lot of Chicago slang that I didn't know before. So if you hear me say on BD after everything that I've got to share with the group today, just know, I've really been in the streets over the last couple of weeks. So
BD.
not my fault.
On BD.
Okay. Yeah. On King David, on BD. Whatever.
Okay.
But so I'm going to ride with that. I've also got a lifelong regret to share. And I think that maybe y'all want to join along with me as I kind of work to rectify this regret. I don't think I've taken advantage of being able to say the N-word enough. And I think at this stage in life, maybe I can lean into it.
don't worry. David said enough for both of us.
Okay.
Both you guys.
Okay.
Anyways, what were you gonna say?
I want to see that and run it back.
I just wanted to make it clear if side boob is like causing our producer to get real like up in arms, like where do we stand on me randomly like referring to like, I don't know, anybody with an N-word,
Are you gonna drop a hard R?
thumbs,
I mean, look,
drop whatever I want
Okay.
on
yeah.
BD, cut.
speaking only for myself, who would I be to say yes or no?
I'd be uncomfortable. At the very least.
HR department's already thrown out. They'd be uncomfortable. I'll stand down.
Somebody's not comfortable having uncomfortable conversations, and it's not me.
They're not doing that.
It's not me.
He is local.
All right.
We can get him in.
Well, those are my two admissions. And then one quick announcement I threw on the rundown, some breaking news from the Meat Smokers Only corner of America. On Father's Day, that was yesterday, so happy Father's Day to you two gents.
Thank you. Back at you.
Hey, thank you. And to you and from my family to yours.
Yeah. I know some of us partook in, delicate fish, while others of us took on, maybe more masculine, father-like activities like building a foundation for their daughter's bed, and smoking them damn meats. I'm proud to share with the group today. I am absolutely back on my bullshit. Randy, if you want to share the first very terrible selfie photo with the group here, because I realized I failed to get like an after photo of the rack of plate ribs that I hooked up.
Okay.
Just needed to show the world that not only did I smoke meats, but I was doing so while like wearing my, hey, don't get wood chips all over my body or in my eyes apron.
I was not aware that people were doing protective eyewear for the green egg.
No,
safety
no.
goggles.
The smoke's aggressive.
It does hurt the eyes when you get too close to a grill.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting my face in it.
You don't have to, man.
That's usually dessert.
KJ knows, man. He knows game.
Mother's Day.
He knows ball.
But yes,
No one is doing that.
Not a
protective
great shot of
eyewear
the
was
meat.
not for the smoking. That was for the miter saw.
I mean, the big hunk
that's
of meat, the big hunk of
unpictured.
man meat's evident, but
And then what's on the grill's also there too. So Randy, if you want to briefly show the fellas the gut shot here in the middle. So yeah, hooked up some beef plate ribs, nailed execution.
oh,
Probably went a little soft on the seasoning, with the thought of like, oh, one of the kids might partake. What the fuck am I thinking? No, these are kids. Like they'll take a couple bites and move right back to grilled chicken.
parchment paper
So-
guy.
Oh yeah. Hit that bad boy up on Amazon for like, I don't know, $10.
Okay.
But then,
I'd eat this.
Yeah, I'm looking at a little smoke ring. Call the boy Gary Allen.
love it. I love it. And then finally, I would say my calling card anytime I do hook it up on the smoker is you absolutely have to come correct with the vacuum seal game. You can't go fucking around
I knew this
out
was
back and not preserving the meats for a better day.
This is a thing I knew about KJ that he does not. It's not just get you an HEB like Texas freezer bag and put your leftover brisket or whatever in there.
Freeze dry
You fucking vac seal it,
or vacuum seal.
and then boom,
Mhm.
you're good. You're not dealing with anything that's gonna compromise the taste, the
Does it
flavor
go-
profile.
Does it go in the freezer or the fridge? Are you enjoying that day later? What?
Great question. 2-step process. Bring that temp down in the fridge the first day, then pop that bad boy over in the freezer after that. Helps prevent, I don't know, like I feel like anytime that I've thrown it straight in the freezer, you get a little crystallization of your liquids inside that bag. That big drop in temperature. I don't know. I'm not a man in STEM. Somebody else out there, holler at your boy. But it was well executed.
You ever fuck around with some crystal meth?
I've never done crystal meth. No.
Thank you, Randy.
You're welcome.
Damn, that looks fucking good. I said I was gonna do beef ribs the other night or the other weekend, and I ended up just going pork. Just because, dude, I don't know what it is. HEB doesn't always have like the best selection,
Correct.
and there was a time when they were extremely expensive. So I don't know, and I tend to go with what I know, and I know a St. Louis pork rib. They used to call me that.
This, I will say, like you're spot on in terms the cost is a little bit higher, but depending on the number of people you're dealing with, like your quantity of product, like I put down like 2/3 of one of them basically, and I was more than good. Yeah, 2/3 I would say of one of them, and then the other one was kind of picked at, vacuum sealed up the other 2 out of 4 ribs. I ain't gonna say what it put me back, but you probably could have walked out with a couple racks of pork ribs for that same price.
Must be
However,
nice.
it's kind of easier. All you do, you put this out there 5-6 hours later, spritz a little bit, and then you're done.
I was going to ask if you're doing a pull
None
and
of
a
the 3,
wrap.
2, 1, none of that.
None of the 3,
None of that.
Okay.
I wrapped it and let it rest for an hour afterwards, but that was really because I was assembling aforementioned like foundation. The 3-year-old girl has moved out of crib phase and moved out of toddler bed phase into a twin bed. She proceeded to like roll out a said bed the first night
Fuck.
and the second day. And so part of that was because the bed was just we didn't buy a box spring. We didn't want her fucking 5 feet up in the air. So the foundation needed some adjustments. So I built some slats for it.
What a dad, man.
Damn.
It's on his dad shit.
That's not just putting together a bed frame.
Nah, son.
So much more.
Now this was real DIY. I mean, it wasn't that extensive. You just measure some wood, cut it, staple it. Like Randy could have done this. Randy's actually quite crafty. I don't mean that as an insult.
say,
Randy
what
could have
the
done this
heck?
in 10 minutes.
Hey, KJ, I gotta say, I'm just proud of you, man. Usually you come in starting these podcasts about your weekend, about like how you almost killed yourself drinking bleach or extra, and then today,
No near deaths. That's why I'm sharing so much here. No near deaths.
No electrocution, nothing. Good for him.
No. A little AEL self-asphyxiation later, but that's it.
I wonder if I need to just ditch the pull it and wrap thing. You wrapping it up these days when you're doing ribs?
I haven't smoked meat in a while, actually. It's been way too long.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not getting what, I don't know. My last,
The yield, you're going to experience the same level of like all that work. Was it worth it?
yeah.
You're going to tell yourself yes, and it is. But then like all that moment is fighting off the guilt of how much of that you feel like you've got to consume to make it worth it. And finding that sweet spot is not easy.
Speaking of sweet spots, we got to talk JJS.
Oh, yes. JJS.
Your U.S. Open champion. What a grind. What a fucking tournament. What a Sunday. What an all-time Father's Day, sit down, watch golf or gaff, and just watch the course just wreak carnage. This is your least favorite coworker. This is my impression of everyone's least favorite coworker today. Actually, not even their least favorite, just like an acquaintance you talk to occasionally. That course is killer. I don't think I got a broken 120.
Do you enjoy that kind of golf when the course is just fucking eating them alive like that, or do you like
Yes.
you like the winner to be at 14 under?
No, it's the U.S. Open.
It's fun.
U.S. Open. I want that.
Yeah, I do too.
It is a challenge. You don't need it every week. That would suck.
Right.
But U.S. Open, there's certain courses that are like historically they do that, and Oakmont is one of them. Even though they've had a ton of rain, and obviously they had the rain yesterday.
Yeah.
Had that been dry, it would have been. I mean, you're talking 4 or 5 over as your winning score. I mean, it would have been insane just because of how the greens would have been impossible.
Yeah, they just run.
Loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was fun. It's fun seeing dudes just get fucking mad, seeing how people react to that. Watching Hatton fucking lose his shit on 17.
Yeah, there's something about watching the best golfers in the world just really struggle and not able to get out of the rough or run it off the green when they're, pitching to 12 yards and it just runs and runs. It's just fun. I don't know. It's a nice change of pace from seeing, like I said, a winner at 14 under or something.
Agree. KJ?
Did you get Shane Lowry's quote on the
No.
aggrieved, frustrated players?
I know he was
believe
not happy.
Caught on hot mic toward the end of his final round saying, F this place. I'm out of here.
Okay, I appreciate Shane Lowry. There's probably a lot of that. You saw Rory. We need to we need to have like a little meter, and it's like a Rory, big baby Rory meter. Like, where is he? Because I haven't seen. It's quite extraordinary to go from like the most beloved guy in golf, just getting the Grand Slam, getting the green jacket finally, to now whatever he's doing at this moment, where he's had two turds, PGA and now the US Open. And it's like, and he's like, now he did media for the first time on Thursday or Friday. Maybe it was Saturday. I don't know. But it's just like, dude, why are you making yourself so unlikable? Like, what are you doing?
In that media availability, to sum it up, like he essentially said, well, I didn't run from you guys after the Masters, right? And
Because you won.
he alluded to like some frustration over the club story breaking.
The driver that was deemed, yes.
I'm still happy to be one of the many pointed out, like, he was not alone in that, although he was the biggest and loudest name early on.
His name got leaked, and he was mad about that. Which he
But
has
at
every
the
right
end of
to,
that
but-
weekend, like the part of the story was also that like several drivers were deemed like whatever. I can't remember
Illegal.
the weird word. In non-compliant, I think it was something like that.
Yes.
But then that's 3 weeks ago, and he's played twice. I want to say since maybe it was a month ago, and he's played twice since. And he's let this bubble up for 6 weeks now. Like, just be like, hey, I wanted to take some time off. It was a little bit like, I don't know. It did not make sense for him to carry this with him and then come back into the media, play it's actually, I'm pissed at you guys fault. When you've had the most ability to carry the narrative of golf for 3 straight years. Could have done any sort of sit down, any sort of controlled environment interview between now and the Masters. And he's chosen to take this route, which is just asinine.
He was asked about avoiding the media when he did speak to the media for the first time in several weeks.
Yeah.
And he said it was a combination of the driver situation, which upset him a little bit. And then he also said something like, in the past, I've not spoken to you guys. I just do it from time to time. And it's nice not to have to do it. And sometimes I just don't want to. You just, didn't say anything bad. Like, wasn't like, wasn't an ugly situation. He was just like, I just don't want to talk to you guys. And it's weak. He comes off like a baby. He has to know that at this point. Not a fan of it still. At least he did speak to the media one day, but
yeah.
I don't know, man. He's been such a PGA Tour advocate. Like, he's been like the guy, and he's outspoken, and he's usually like a pretty good interview because he'll say what's on his mind. And I don't know. I don't want to see him stray too far away from that version of Rory.
I could be wrong, but like, does anybody in the golf world perceive how that all unfolded? Like being the cover boy of Team PGA, I don't think. Like, I kind of antagonized him a little bit because I was like, I won't say pro-live, but like, whatever, that kind of made me be negative on Rory. But I thought the overwhelming voice in the room was like positive and happy about him, especially from the media side of it. And when things went the way they did between PGA and Live and this weird drag out thing, I don't think anybody's ever faulted him. He could have felt aggrieved and burned by the PGA and how they stood him out there and left him out to dry. But I don't think he has any room to be negative about how that all went down with the media. I thought everybody's been very pro Rory across the board. So it's just, I don't know. It's just strange. Like, it's so weird.
It's very weird. And I tend to agree with the commentators. Kind of think that he's got something else, like personal life. I don't know, off the course, because he's just behaving like a guy who's, there's a way to like be a little bit upset with the media, but also not make yourself the bad guy in the story. Like, I mean, people are they're willing to like try. If there's anybody who's willing to turn on the media, it's American golf fans. So like, I don't know, like to get everybody sympathetic to their cause is tough to do, but he's managed to do it.
Because he's doing it when he's playing terribly.
Seemingly,
that's why it's bad.
And there's the videos of him like, smashing the tee marker on Friday or whatever it was. I mean,
if he fires his 66 and dips on the media, it doesn't look nearly as bad as shooting 5 over and skipping the media.
Yeah, and he's traditionally been, not even just on the live stuff, but he's always been a good interview. He usually gives you like insightful things about his round and about golf in general, about the course. So it's like you're missing out on that kind of stuff from the most popular player, current player, one of the most popular current player, and like, a top 3 player in the world right now who just won the Masters, career Grand Slam. Like, it's like, oh, we're just not going to hear from him. Cool. So anyway, but not to harp too much on him. But yesterday, who was everybody? What were her thoughts? Thoughts on the product? Thoughts on everything? KJ.
I feel like I got panned for saying that like hey, Sunday afternoon of a major, it's always going to be like, that's when I lock in and be compelling content. I think I said that at one point about how much I'd watch knowing like Tiger was out of it or maybe the live stuff. And it didn't feel like that hot of a take. So I don't know that it's fair for me to be like, yeah, it was a great Sunday afternoon major. But at the same time, like, it's hard for me to get into a Saturday and Sunday as very casual golf guy, especially with competing like entertainment priorities. And this was have the phone in the pocket, the front pocket of the apron, you know, a work apron, with the TV broadcast going all day. So like I had it up, but at no point in time did I feel like, oh, I'm like, wait, no, I got to sit down and see this. Like the entire time I was kind of watching it, following along and then like trying to understand how things could shake out and whether or not Scotty was going to like make a comeback and this be some epic moment. And then I just had a lot of meh around JJ Spawn just because, again, it's not a name I'm familiar with. Now reading back that he's like lost his card twice and he's like an absolute pinnacle of a grinder on the tour, having like worked his way up 2 different times. Like I respect it, but it's not for me. It wasn't going to be like, hey, this is one of the best moments I've ever watched.
If you're casual and you don't know anything about JJ Spawn and you weren't seated in front of your TV watching it and like this is what you're gonna do, then you're not gonna get anything out of it. Like you'll see him drain that putt on 18 and be like, oh, that was fucking sick. But the production, the commentators, Kisner, they did a great job of like painting that picture, but you had to be locked into it to really know.
Yeah.
And most people, nobody knew. Casuals didn't know JJ Spawn until the Players Championship, where he lost to Rory in that Monday playoff.
Or Robert McIntyre. That's also what contributed too. Like I'm also was following along thinking like, okay, this would be a Victor Hovland time. Like we've been kind of mentioning it, mumbling it. And he had a strong second half of the last year.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of watching with like Hovland eyes, not eyes, but like trying to pay attention whether or not Hovland's going to be in or Scotty or whomever. I know Timothy Hatton's name. I don't have any opinions.
Tyrell.
So not Tyrell.
Timothy?
Is it who's
Tyrell
Timothy?
Hatton?
I don't know who Timothy Hatton
It's
is.
his brother.
Timothy Hatton sounds like a
somebody I know.
really smug, like
Probably a
Broadway
boxer.
actor.
I'll have to look it up.
Oh, Tim Hatton.
But either way,
Ricky
like those
Hatton
were
is
the names out
Ricky
there.
Hatton is the boxer, I believe.
And then like, I don't know. I didn't catch I'm just now noticing that Rom was tied for 7.
Yeah,
that would have
he
been
was
another
never
name
really,
I was watching closely.
Yes.
Yeah, I pull for Scotty because I think he has a chance more so than anyone else on tour to like challenge, Tiger as being like the generational golfer. So I like to be a witness to greatness. So I pull for Scotty. But if he's out of it, I like to see a guy like JJ Spawn, who I believe before this had 1 career win on tour.
Correct. The Texas Open.
Just kind of come out of nowhere. A course that's just eating everyone alive. He's the only one under par. He also seems like a very likable dude. Like KJ was saying, he's been grinding on tour. I think he said recently he was like close to quitting at one point because he just wasn't getting it done. To win the U.S. Open, I think that's awesome for him, and it's really good for golf. He seems, I found myself rooting for him at the end, and the way he finished on 17 and 18 with back-to-back birdies to close out was just fucking thrilling. I thought it was badass.
His tee shot on 17 was fucking
incredible.
sick.
Incredible. Big nut shot.
The biggest of nuts.
He's tied with McIntyre, who's in the clubhouse at that point. And so, he's got to just par out. That was an incredible shot. Of course, he birdied 17 and then just needs to par to win out. And he makes an unbelievable 64-footer, which was so exciting.
We needed that.
Yeah.
It's funny because during the rain delay, NBC opted to show the 2008 U.S. Open, the 3rd round. Of course, that was the Tiger fucked up knee, Rocco Mediate playoff year. And that was when they still did the 18-hole playoff on Monday. But
it's terrible.
They showed you his Tiger's 3rd round and his back 9 when he has he has a couple like signature Tiger moments. He's got a long eagle putt he drained, a couple long eagle putts, a hole out from the bunker. And it might have been the no laying up, just their main account, like said, we don't hear roars and pops like that anymore. Like, and it's true. Cause like you're watching that and you're like, oh my God, dude, the crowd is just fucking every single person there watching wants this putt to drop.
Yeah.
And you got yesterday with Spawn, like that was close. That wasn't a tiger roar, but it was like, oh shit, this is a moment. Like
It's a sick way to finish.
This is a sick way, even though it wasn't like he had to make that to win the tournament, but still to drain it. That crazy putt, that 6 or 7 feet of break.
And by the way, if that thing doesn't hit the pin, it's going to.
I'm wondering. He's definitely going to have a little pizza left in that box.
It had some pace to it. It was not going to be a gimme from there.
Yeah. So that was absolutely sick. My guy Hoves, Vicky Hoves. It was clear. I kind of thought like he would come out after the delay and like do what he can do and go run off like 2 or 3 birdies in a row. He just didn't have it with the putter. He didn't have it, but he was right there. He was right there. Like even like watching him make bogeys, he's 2 back, 3 back, and then he gets it to 1 back potentially, and could have gotten that playoff. It was disappointing as a Hovland fan. He's right there. He's playing really good golf. It's just, man, he had some ugly putts in the first few holes, and that kind of stunted any momentum he had. You mentioned Scotty. If Scotty just putts average, doesn't even have to do anything crazy, Scotty's in the playoff or wins. Like,
yeah,
he would, because how many times did they show him and it's like, oh, Scotty just missed like a 5-footer he would have normally made.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, he's out of it. And then they kept showing him, and it's like 15 and 16, and these guys keep coming back, and you're like, dude, you're like, Scotty, just there's a path for Scotty, and it never happened. But that just shows, dude, if he's always going to be in it. And if he just putts average, he's probably going to win most of these majors, which is crazy.
Where did he finish at again?
I don't know where.
T7.
It was 7? Yeah. T7. Interesting. Who else is noteworthy here? What, KJ? You're smirking.
No, nothing at all. I think I'm just finally getting to why I'm going to blame Ricky Hatton for my Timothy Hatton.
Noted boxer.
Yeah, but that doesn't even make sense.
It's okay. Timothy Hatton.
So what? We've got the Open Championship remaining, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And where are we at this year?
And,
Royal Troon game?
Royal Portrush. Royal Portrush. It was fun, man.
Oh, Northern Ireland. Okay, yeah. So we're again another reason why Rory shouldn't be fucking around with like media. Like he's obviously going to be the center of that. You know what I'm talking about. Like as we roll into the Open Championship, they're going to be all over.
He'll have a story.
Being Northern Ireland, like it's like as he should. It's his home country. Like this will be huge. And it won't matter by then, but it's just weird to me.
You're right.
I'm sorry to keep.
No, you're right about that.
There.
You're right about that. Let's see what else happened. Bryson misses the cut.
Didn't make the cut.
It's tough scene for Bryson. Yeah. Look, man, I don't know how you could, if you locked into that, you had a good time watching the golf. I don't know. I know there's still a market for
Put it on a different weekend is all I'm saying. Like on a Father's, which for some people, that is the Father's Day dream. Sitting there being able to watch golf. Could not disagree. Like, I get it. I'm not here to object to that. I'm just saying again, in the casual market, that's last weekend where there's like no competing games on TV. Maybe we had NBA or NHL, but I don't think we did on Sunday. I think we had like fucking UFL conference championships or something dumb.
Yeah, Sunday, yesterday? Great. Was there anything competing yesterday?
The title was yesterday.
There was no NBA, no hockey.
There's nothing, but I'm saying it's a holiday in terms of like people got shit going on. I don't care about the ratings. I'm just saying like for me, I need that compellingness didn't push me to the point where I'm like,
hey man, if that didn't move it, if that didn't make it move, if that didn't make your little meat move, buddy, then I don't know what to tell you, Hoss.
Did it make your meat move, KJ?
Did it? Doesn't sound like it did.
Yeah. From one side of the grill to the other.
There we go.
Shouts to my least favorite full swing featured rider and his live watches of the U.S. Championship.
Danny Raps?
That was something else.
Dang.
Rappaport, yeah.
I think he usually has a co-host in there. That clip that's going around of him reacting.
I'll sell him my Roadcaster if he just needs some soundboard situations to be able to pop some background noise into that.
Yeah. That's tough. That's tough to like just do a solo live stream watching
Without
golf.
video to accompany it because of, copyright and all that.
Yeah.
Like get a legal radio call that you could stream in or something. I don't know. Anyways, not here or there.
Wyndham Clark trashed the locker room.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was funny.
That's kind
It's
of a
funny.
big deal, I think.
I mean, you're
Kick in
you know
two,
what? You're
two
right.
different lockers.
It is a big deal, but it is.
And just leave. Like, all right, it's someone else's fucking problem.
Yeah, you're right. It's a big
missed
deal.
that, too.
It's funny.
He threw his driver recently too.
He's had a
week, I
number
think.
of blow-ups. Of course, he's a fellow U.S. Open winner from a couple years back somehow. That was a crazy year. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's funny to think about because like by the time you get back in the locker room, you have already signed your scorecard. You've had a cool down period, right? You don't walk just right back to your locker.
Yeah.
And start. So to still fucking
Be that hot.
yeah. Damn.
Not a good look.
No, it's not a good look, man. Whenever I feel like I need I don't know, just to like lock in
Before kicking in a locker.
or kicking in a locker, I'm just fucking taking a Magic Mind.
We love Magic Mind. That
You know
stuff gets delivered here. It lasts about 4 hours. We just go through it. We just delete it.
It's absolutely, I mean, look, I'm not saying, hey guys, send us a bunch, but send us a bunch. Because you know what? That's how we lock in, man. I love to lock in. Magic Mind, dude. Supports the pillars, my 3 pillars. What are your 3? Well, look, one of mine is mental wealth, dude. When life gets tough, if I go out there and shoot 108, which I won't do, I'll shoot 98. Give me a Magic Mind to lock back in. Bring me back. For the first time, the 24-hour Magic Mind pack, you got the focus and the sleep shots bundled up at 45% off, exclusive at our link that we will post right here in our description. You got focus, clarity, a sharper mind. That's the trilogy. You also got a little less stress. You got clean energy, time-released caffeine. That's key. Caffeine, not all caffeine is the same, right? Caffeine doesn't actually give you energy. Fun fact. Blocks the adenosine neuroreceptors, Dylan. You knew that in your brain. The neuroreceptors that tell you you're tired. When the receptors unblock 1 to 3 hours later, you experience a sudden drop in energy called the caffeine crash. Boy, don't I know it. I hate that caffeine crash.
Stinks, baby.
That's why I'm rocking with Magic Mind. Their formula uses 12 active ingredients to help support the body's energy engine. That's ATP. Instead, day after day, Magic Mind is not a fleeting charge up. It's enhancement for a brilliant today and an even better tomorrow, less stress. They've included herbs in Magic Mind's formula that provides safe and effective stress reduction, a sense of calmness and lifted mood without hurting your energy bank. Not a coffee replacement. No. Does not replace coffee. It's got L-theanine inside that also makes your coffee last all day. And then there's the Magic Mind Sleep. Energy without sleep is the opposite of productive. Magic Mind Sleep helps you fall asleep faster and get a deeper rest. And what sets them apart? Well, it's 100% safe. All ingredients are third-party tested, sourced from the best suppliers, and they donate 5 cents for each bottle sold to mental health charities that help homeless communities here in the United States. How about that? Did you know that?
Beautiful thing.
It's doctor validated, over 200 scientific studies behind every ingredient. And their mushrooms are organically grown in California. It's fantastic. Get 45% off the Magic Mind bundle with the link in our bio. It's magicmind.com/TMDJAN. Again, magicmind.com/TMDJAN. Magic Mind. It's trades. We had another bad trade go down, allegedly. Depends on who you talk to. Well, that team, our friends in Boston weren't happy about it. Rafael Devers.
Devers. Yeah.
Devers.
Yes.
The Devs.
Fran.
A guy with a huge 10-year deal, a big contract.
A big bat.
who is not known to be being shopped. No one really knew. Like it. Look, the parallels. This sounds really familiar. A guy you think is going to be the cornerstone of your franchise.
Like who?
I don't know, like maybe Desmond Bain or something.
Okay. Yeah, he got moved too.
He did. No, he gets moved. And yesterday, I had a lot of fun looking at the Red Sox Nation's reaction because it made me feel a little bit better about where I was back in at the end of January with the Luka deal. But yeah, $230 million left on his contract. Goes to San Francisco. Okay, you get out from under this. It kind of signals it's weird because he's your best bat. And you move him, but it's also like your team is definitely worse off now, but also like you're in a better space, money wise, flexibility wise. But it's just an awkward place to be if you're a Red Sox fan because you're a good team. You're not a great team, but you're in the mix, and you just swept the Yankees.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
well
you
said.
swept the Yankees, but you've been bad all spring.
There are a few games over 500, right?
Devers has had a not a great season thus far for Devers standards. I wonder how much that had to do with it. But yeah, this is big time.
You had the preseason controversy with him. The spring trade, they bring in Bregman, plays same position. You're like, what are we doing here? Doesn't want to move. It's always awkward. And I don't know. I don't know if he's been a problem in the clubhouse, but they're done with him. And I don't know. Anytime you piss off your entire fan base, I know a little something about that. I'm very interested to see how the Red Sox Nation reacts because now I've sat first. I got to see firsthand like the proper way to treat a front office that gets rid of a fan favorite.
I think he leads the league with the biggest chaw in his lip as he plays of anyone. It gives like early 90s. Just big old plug in his lip. It's a little aggressive.
Devers dip. He does.
Chewing tobacco, I believe. Dip doesn't do that.
Says he chews a wad of gum and sunflower seeds.
Really?
He says he can't.
Well-
This is from Reddit. I don't believe that for a minute.
Wait, what?
I mean, it would make sense that it doesn't like disintegrate, like doesn't decrease in size, and what may contribute to.
Dude, I'm looking at a picture of it, and it's dark. There's no way that's
Yeah,
that's
dude,
what
no
that
way.
is.
I shouldn't just go with what the first Reddit post says.
He always has it too.
What, Randy?
A wad of gum and like at the same
It's a
time?
juxtaposition.
I think that just sounds
It's a
gross.
sweet and salty play.
Why do you look like Ben Stiller in Dodgeball right now with your hair?
I
and your
kind of do
facial
look like
hair?
white gum.
What's going on?
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
That's exactly that. You got that fluffy hair going. Anyway,
I'm looking at their record to agree with what you're saying, David. I said they've been bad all spring. They are 9-4 in the month of June. They were 16-11 in April. I think maybe I was thinking back to May when they're 11-17. That does not signify bad all spring, as I said. They were 1-4 in March. So up and down is probably a better way to surmise their spring.
absolutely. I don't know, dude. I mean that sucks. That's look. I empathize. It's not fun, and to compare him, like the fans loving him versus Luka, completely different. They're two different sports. They're totally different sports. KJ,
Totally different.
I'm seeing something that I should have known, and I guess I didn't. But in 2016, the MLB has banned smokeless tobacco use. So maybe there's something to that. I did not know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
No one's enforcing
Heaters
that
only.
shit.
No smokeless, but you can just darts all in.
Well, I don't think you can smoke darts either, but it just kind of goes without saying. They didn't need a
You got to
rule
step
for
down
that.
into the tunnel to rip the darts.
Yeah.
Sounds like they could use a nicotine alternative to tobacco.
Okay, Randy, if you're going to do that, go ahead and name the company.
Lucy.co. Use promo code STEAM, I believe.
This guy's good.
Look at
Tell
that.
Brent Rooker to tell all of his buddies.
Okay. They probably know.
Leave Rooker out of this.
They probably know. Yeah, leave Rooker out of this, dude. What's your problem?
I agree, David. Two totally different scenarios. The biggest difference in terms of how the fan base will react, I think there'll be like some minor short-term frustration, but the Red Sox have more of a noted history than what the Mavericks do. And I feel like Luka was, one of three, not even three, one of two names on like a short list of like who a fan base could turn sour over. I don't know that Devers would land in like the top 8 for the Red Sox, but the Red Sox did fucking trade Mookie Betts too. So
People forget.
it's not like the first time down this road for that franchise. The thing I thought was pretty interesting was he went to the Giants, who were in a division with the Dodgers, of course, and another team I'm completely blanking on in the moment. But the amount of money that the Giants have committed over the next handful of years, something along the lines of like 300 and some odd million just to their like infield. So the Giants are spending big, and hopefully it pays off because, it's a franchise who dominated the last or 2 decades ago. I don't know, however you want to declare that, but still.
Dodgers have a 2-game lead on the Giants, 3-game lead on the Padres.
Pods, that's the other one.
And I think you saw, did we not see Ohtani starting tonight? Getting back on the bump.
Back.
Very limited pitch count from what I understand. But that's good to see him back on the bump, man.
I don't know if you know this, it's Park's favorite player.
It is Parks' favorite player. I have to let him know. Maybe you can turn the TV on tonight, watch him go.
You should see. Trying to think when the Dodgers are coming through Arlington or Houston.
Oh, I didn't announce that we have our trip booked for Boston in September. We're going to see Brent Rooker and the A's take on the Red Sox. Fenway. Very excited for that.
Dude, you got to get you
Fanfare
an A's
button.
hat.
That's awesome.
I want to get Parks a Rooker jersey.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Just make it say Vegas on the front for longevity purposes.
Rooker posted something. It was a couple months ago. It was a story like I believe it was his wife had an upside down Rooker hat.
Oh, she did.
And I responded, I was like, dude, I fucking need that hat. I will absolutely rock an upside down Rooker hat. And we just do we have that? Like, we just get any, like, I know you could probably have any hat made. If
They
you
probably
want.
got
Are
that
they selling
Custo,
those?
huh?
Yeah.
They got that Custo.
God, I love that. All right. Yeah, that's our weekend in baseball. Fun
I
time.
know we haven't talked about it much, but the fact that they're just going by the Athletics this year is kind of dope.
Yeah, they don't have a city. You're just the A's.
Yeah, it's kind of freeing.
It's kind of sick.
It is kind of sick.
I love it.
They better not ever mess with any of that branding. It's such a classic.
I love it so much. I love the color scheme.
Who do you think of when you think of like the A's?
The Bash Brothers.
I think of, this says a lot about me. I think of Dennis Eckersley.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I think of Jose Canseco.
Cocoa Crisp.
It's a cereal.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a weird one to pull, but sure.
So, didn't he have a big afro under his hat? I think that's why it sticks out to me. And Ricky Henderson. Those are probably
of
two
course,
that I go with.
course.
Ricky Henderson
is the athletic, is the A's poster boy.
And then Raleigh Fingers. Those are my honest top 3. I had to confirm that Raleigh Fingers was an athletic, and he definitely was.
There you go.
I think of
3
Rooker.
for 3.
There you go. I like it, Randy.
Stop trying to save it.
What?
You already tried to rope him into our
Bring it all back.
your forced nicotine ad, whatever it was. Hey, a little breaking Pac-12 news. Maybe the Bobcats, Texas State Bobcats, are the favorite to join the Pac-12.
That still exists.
It was the Pac-2 last year.
Well, it's CAC, okay.
Washington State and Oregon State, I believe, were the only 2 members of the Pac-2 last season.
Well, this ain't your flipping grandma's Pac-12, Randy.
Okay.
Fresno State, Colorado State, San Diego State, Gonzaga, non-football, Utah State, importantly, Boise State is your real
Are you excited
linchpin.
Are you excited about a Pac-12 invite at this point? I guess if you're Texas State, you are, but Jesus.
You're playing, if you get to play Boise State, and Boise State is a brand name at this point, and that looks good on a resume. So you go from so in theory, it's Texas State and UTSA joining. You get wins. Those are known over a Boise State and Oregon State to a lesser extent. Like, okay, it's better than what they had, you know?
Yeah, they had
conference wise. So
had
it's
2 teams. Oh, you mean?
no,
oh,
I mean for like I'm thinking
jumping from
if Texas State
I
has a
see.
good season and you get a conference win over
the
Boise
Pac-12.
State.
I mean, you look at the Pac-12 now as compared to
You're right.
3 years ago. It's like, what the fuck?
Correct.
It's
It would
just
be a lot
sad.
cooler if Texas State was playing
It's
your
sad.
Oregons and whatnot.
Sad state of affairs. They're not on TV anymore. They get like, what channel are they on? What's their network?
This guy.
It's like CW.
Sitting here
or
from the
something.
throne that is University of Texas right now, just judging.
Bro,
judging
This is
little
not.
cats,
This is
like-
not speaking as a Texas fan. This is speaking as a guy who used to like. You think of the Pac-12 and you think of USC and Oregon and Washington and Stanford.
did I
and
not
they're just-
say this ain't your grandma's
just-
flipping Pac-12?
Well, he made his comment. How
I'm teasing. I'm just teasing. You're saying how much better off are you? I'm blanking here because I wanted to confirm the conference that they're currently in. But it's just taken me way too long to navigate to it. If you're Texas State, here's the thing I do like about the Pac, whatever number it is. And I mean this part sincerely.
Who are you talking
Yeah,
about?
they're in Conference USA. If you're Texas State and you move to Pac 12, yes, you do gain the Washington State, Oregon State, and Boise State games. But I think if you are in a conference that has 8 teams, you've kind of got the opposite of what, I don't know, Big Ten, some of the conferences that play 9 games. You got the other like the opposite of that problem. You'll be able to schedule 5 non-conference games. Let's say you run the table in the Pac-12. Sure. You can schedule 2 cupcake teams, 1 Power 4 conference team, 2 Power 4 conference teams. You kind of get to pick and choose. Maybe you put a Mississippi State out there. They're not going to play at Texas State or Mississippi State, something like that. And then like, I don't know, a Wisconsin or something like that, where they're like just the upper half of a better conference, but not a good team. And you run the table. You're like, oh shit, Texas State's in the playoffs. That sounds ridiculous to say, like they're not going to get an AQ bid. I guess they may if they've got 8 teams in a 16-team playoff, but like you did not have that possibility before without going 12-0, and you could make the playoffs with an 11-1 record with wins over like lower tier P4 teams and running your own conference table. So I like it if I'm them.
To clear it up, they're in the Sun Belt, KJ.
Sun Belt. I'm sorry, not Conference USA.
who's
Conference
the
USA
elitist
is like
now?
where they would be pulled from.
Who's the elitist now?
Yeah, KJ.
The former COSA athlete, or
People
whatever.
forget Texas State took a playoff team, Arizona State, to the brink at home.
That's right.
So-
could have should have won on that. That was probably the first Scatabo. Like, oh wait, shit, he
Yeah,
controlled that. At
they
the
shut
end.
him. They shut him down, dude. Texas State. I think that was like Scadaboo's worst game was Texas State, and like I'm not
He
saying
picked up
that-
first downs, but did not put up good
right.
numbers.
He did not put up numbers like he did against Texas. He like balled against Texas and threw a touchdown pass, even though it was a shitty pass. Whatever.
I don't know who's currently pitching for Arkansas, but apparently he has thrown 7 perfect innings against Murray State right now in the College World Series.
Wow.
Damn.
21
Speaking
up,
of Murray State,
21 down.
What's the
um,
score?
The score is,
I'm just wondering if you can pull him.
I believe it is 3-0.
Okay. So that's leave him in territory. I mean, you
Yeah, and-
can't compromise the team.
And they're the visiting team, so he will throw 9 if he goes the distance.
You know, if this were softball, he would pitch. It didn't matter. He would pitch like the next 10 games. Wouldn't matter.
Leave her alone.
I'm just saying that's what's a good softball pitcher doesn't need. They just will pitch.
Forever.
It doesn't
They
matter.
don't get tired.
Clearly, it's easier on the rotator cuff.
Is the foregone conclusion that's LSU's tournament to win at this point? I've kind of checked out of CWS.
That
at this
seems to
point.
be the prevailing sentiment. Yes, they took it to Arkansas in their first game, and then they look hot.
Why did you check out? Is it because it's been going on for 2 months?
I felt very like confident about understanding the flow of the tournament for the first time ever. even how they present it on the website, which is a little bit tricky. I've just been understanding to look for, okay, if you got one loss, you're still in it. If you got two, it'll just say eliminated. All right. And then follow the bracket from these pods. And now they have it listed with two different brackets. And they don't have it like situated like a bracket, like left, right, which sounds stupid. They have it up, down. I'm just trying to explain how confused I get with College World Series. I've bitched about it for years. I've said it's a me problem. Maybe next year or 2 years from now, I'll get the Ryder Cup and match play. But this year was my year to understand College World Series.
This is the year you're figuring out the Ryder Cup. Because it's not that hard. You're figuring out the Ryder Cup.
Oh, it's the multiple days part. I got
FedEx
it.
Cup,
I think
FedEx
I got
Cup
this.
no longer the adjusted scores. That's nice.
Oh, they don't roll in with negative fucking 10 under
getting
because
rid of that
tweets.
bit, confusing bit.
That's what it was. It was like the player pip fund or what, like the social performance fund that you got strokes taken off.
No, different, but maybe no. Rolled into.
Anyways,
might have been part of the
I'm
same
way
meeting.
off.
It's fine. You're not getting strokes taken off for your pip performance. That would be kind of interesting though. We watch Spieth. Spieth is like the king of pip just because of bad shots.
Like who would be clout chasing the most here? Like obviously Bryson's going to have a head start, but we would get some real. Dustin Johnson's winning this by far, right? Or Brooks, because it's only going to go one direction, and that is like of Paulina Gretzky's like Happy Father's Day posts.
Yeah, I didn't understand that when that got sent to the group text today. Just looked like a nice young lady in a bathing suit. Was that even her?
I don't know.
Some of y'all need to chill. I'm getting choked up over here just thinking about it. Anyway, yeah, let's rock. Texas State. NBA Finals. Game 5 today. And then the bigger news, that's not the bigger news, but Desmond Bane did get moved out of Memphis to Orlando. And of course, the Twitter joke is you got more for Desmond Bane than you did for Luka. You dum-dums. And that's to an extent true, but different circumstances. And you got AD back, and he got to play 10 games. That's salty. That's stupid. He did get hurt, though, in his first game as a Mav. Desmond Bane, good player. Okay. I'm trying to think. Magic are like a fun up-and-coming team. That's a team to watch. Of course, you got Duncanville's own Anthony Black and Arkansas's own.
4 first-round picks?
Yeah.
And a pick swap on top of that. Although that pick swap favors whatever other team.
So I don't know what Memphis is doing. I saw some stuff. Bomani was kicking around like you kind of have to. Don't you trade Ja now? Does this mean they're trading Ja? And I don't. They've shut that down. But like also, I started thinking about it, and like he's right. Like in that Ja is a lot, and he's also like one. His entire game is built on athleticism, and he's always hurt, and he's like one bad knee injury away from being like, I don't want to say it because I don't want this to happen to him, but like a Derrick Rose situation. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they would do that. Can Memphis afford to get rid of Ja? Like, you think, that would be right up there. Not as bad as getting rid of Luka.
I mean, he's just not a pure shooter. Well, I guess he is, and that's the problem, but like.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, Zach Edey, it's the mobile bigs world right now, it seems like in the West. So it makes sense.
Hey,
speaking of firearms, I do wonder how TCU alum Desmond Bane feels about Blackwater now that he's heading to Orlando, famously backed by Amway and the DeVos family. So somebody get his comments on that.
Okay. That's
what are you talking about? Betsy DeVos, former education chair.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother is brother-in-law Eric Prince. Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Didn't know we were going down this road today, but it's always a surprise with KJ.
Fun fact about Derrick Rose. His surgeon also fixed my knee the second time, and clearly.
Oh, how'd that work?
1 for 1.
Wow.
Or 1 for 2, I mean.
I don't know. It did hold up for a good 7 years, so I'll give it to him.
Oh, Randy. We got to get this thing fixed. Thunder's Pacers. Yeah. Hey, look, I've watched more of it than I thought I would. You're tied up. Still give the edge to OKC. You're back in OKC tonight. Everybody's going to be having fun. Probably going to go pregame at Mickey Mantle's Steakhouse in Bricktown, or maybe Abuelo's, or maybe Spaghetti Warehouse. I don't know.
I love that you can name the 12 restaurants in Oklahoma City.
You know, that's what I would do. And I might just go finish it off catching a show at the Wormy Dog. It's not there anymore. It should be. It was a great little place to watch a show. SGA. You guys turned around on SGA. You like what you're seeing?
He took over, man. Game 4. Needed it.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
This is a fun series,
I'm
man.
Stephen A. playing solitaire on my phone.
This is a fun series.
By the way, how funny is that shit? Who still plays? That's such an old man thing to do, play solitaire on your phone.
Apparently, it wasn't solitaire. It was the game that's like solitaire. It's a little bit different. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter.
You know what I'd be doing? I'd be
playing
playing
a card game.
I'd be playing chess on my phone. I'd be moving the pawns and shit.
No, you are.
Bishops.
You don't even know
Fucking
the rules,
rooks.
man. Dumbass.
Call me Brent Rook.
Okay.
Oh, see, now you're trying to save it.
Well, I did save it.
You don't know how to play chess.
No, apparently not. I forgot we have so many chess players. And we got Randy here.
I finally listened this weekend to that episode.
Were you mad?
Tisk. I was.
We're doing a bit.
No, you weren't.
We're doing a bit. Can't even do bits anymore. Wow.
Comedy is legal again, David. You can do bits.
That's right.
Oh, God.
You should hear KJ before the show. Jeez.
Nope.
Doing any puck talk?
I mean,
Extreme hockey guy. Florida's a wagon.
Yeah, they're good.
Brother, a wagon. Dude, I love watching it. Don't love when I turn it on and it's already 3-0 because of bedtime or some reason. I'm late to it and I'm like, fuck. But that being said, you got a goaltender getting pulled controversy. Skinner's been your guy. He was fucking excellent against the Stars. I don't know what he had for breakfast against those Dallas Stars, but he shut us down. But Florida's just a better team than the Stars. So, Game 6 tomorrow, not tonight. Okay, we don't have competing games. That checks out. So, okay. Florida probably closes it out at home. Maybe we'll get Brooks. Maybe we'll get another Koepka. Remember the Koepka from the suite from a few years back in the Florida Panthers jersey? Just eyes lit up like a Christmas tree.
Look yacked out.
Just I don't know what was going on there, but we need that again. We need that Brooks back. Hey, it was nice to have Brooks back in the mix.
Yeah,
albeit for 2.5 days, 2-3 days maybe.
He definitely had strong dead man on campus face in that. Great movie.
What do you think, KJ?
Both of these finals with hockey, it's weird to have like a compelling, entertaining, you kind of sum this up, like series that is not very fun. A really fun series that you don't feel one team has a chance in. And that's where this is. Yeah. And then whatever. I'm ready for that one to be done. It's assumed to be over. And I think I felt the same way going into Game 3 for the Pacers and the Thunder. Like I said, the Thunder would end up winning Game 4. They'll win at home in Game 5, and this will close out in 6. And it's going to be unfortunate because that's not the type of series it could have been. And for some reason, that fourth quarter, not to walk us back a little bit, that fourth quarter never felt like the Pacers were going to close the door. It just kind of felt like a slow, inevitable, hey, we're fumbling this bag over a 7-minute period. Yeah. So both of these series, I know once they're over, I'm not going to look back and be like, oh man, we've got so long until football. I'm just like, I kind of feel that way already. I'm not like hoping to savor these series any more than they are.
Fair. Look, it has not been a boring series. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'll be tuned in. The Thunder they just don't do it for me. And the Pacers, I guess I like that more. I'm thinking like the Pacers really only do it for me when they're like doing miraculous shit, which they've done a lot of in this playoff run. And I don't know. It's SGA's greatness. Like, he is awesome, but it is also frustrating. And the media really does him no favors when it's like, they will let you know if he gets some calls, and they'll let you know, like, yeah, he did. Watching the coverage of like that one, like the push offs and stuff, I'm like, man, there was so much. Like, he does take a lot of contact, and like he does hit some crazy stuff, and yeah, he gets a lot of calls, but like, I don't know, it's borderline disrespectful. It really is, and I don't really care because the Thunder are like a rival of the Mavs, and I think the Mavs dumping Luka basically gave Oklahoma City the path to make the finals, and they'll eventually win this series. But it's like, dude, you got to give them credit. You got to give him credit. Yes, he's annoying. No, he's not my favorite guy, but respect the guy. He learned it. He learned it from Chris Paul, and do with that what you will.
Do you feel like the Thunder's like insisting on taking the team approach their post-game interviews, taking the team approach to all their commercials, that is impacting the likability of this team? Because I get no like joy or hatred like watching Lou Dort. I like him from one highlight against James Harden, when Harden hit like a game-winning 3 4 or 5 years ago when he was still with the Rockets. But other than that, meh. Great player.
Lou Dort's
I don't care
awesome.
about watching Caruso. Like, he's fun to watch play defense. He's also kind of like, all right, man, we get it. I won't finish that sentence.
No, keep
Jalen
going.
Williams, nothing. Like, none of these move the needle. And then I see Chet, and I'm like, wonder how he feels about the weekend's events within the series. But I don't know.
Okay.
It's just I don't get a rise out of watching their team. And when I watch the Pacers, who I don't care about in general, I find reasons to be like, oh shit, Obi Toppin's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Nemhard's making plays. Like, for some reason, I'm drawn to being like, they're.
I've always
great
loved
to root
Siakam.
for.
I've always loved Siakam.
Yeah.
No, I the funny thing, Lou Dort's like my favorite player on their team. Lou Dort and Caruso are very, very likable. Dort's unlikable, but he's like the unlikable where it's like, holy shit, I wish we had that dude on my, like,
Yeah.
I want that guy on my team because he's a dog. And he's just he's like a fucking little fire hydrant. And he's
It's like a quiet Pat Beverly.
yeah, he's much better than Pat Beverly too. Much better.
Defensively, I'm like, he plays tremendous
Yes.
defense, but you never have to hear him talk shit. I've
Right.
never even seen him on the court talk shit.
Yeah. No, I think that dude's awesome. Okay. Well, I think we've done enough here. Any other sports points? We have a verdict in the Karen Reed. Do we know?
I haven't seen anything. Don't believe so. You following this, KJ? Karen Reed murder trial?
No, man, I was more worried about lawmakers here in the upper Midwest, but, T's and P's to those around the Minnesota area, Minneapolis, and I'm sure Chet Holmgren feels the same.
Ooh, I got
He's just from Minneapolis is the only reason I throw him in that. There's no reason for me to bring him up there.
Dude, I got breaking news.
What is it?
Josh Smith is your AL Player of the Week. Shout out to Josh Smith.
Wow. Are the boys starting to cook a little bit?
Back to 500s.
Atlanta Hawk?
Swept the White
Okay.
Sox over the weekend.
Different Josh Smith.
What?
Swept the White Sox, Hawks.
But the Pope.
He needed a walk-off for the White Sox?
So they're playing better. Deal with it.
Yeah,
Baseball's hard.
We got divine intervention on our side, KJ.
Yeah, eventually.
But you just got swept.
Well, there's a lot to do. Even God has a lot of work to
Got
to
it.
get this team around.
That's how bad this team is, folks.
All right, you want to run it back? Get the hell out of here.
The Pope can't even save them right
absolutely.
now. We're going to need a full off season.
Of course, run it back is a segment during which we talk about what we already talked about. Randy has limited range in the bedroom due to his bad knee.
Oh, yeah, bad dick game. Sorry. I'll stop.
Excuse me.
KJ wonders if he can use the N-word on this family-friendly program.
Jesus.
Go ahead,
It sounded
KJ.
worse when you said it.
We need a big baby Rory meter. The end of the U.S. Open made KJ's meat move a little bit. And finally, Derrick Rose's knee surgeon also operated on Randy's bad left knee.
That's my favorite takeaway from today's episode.
And that concludes Run It Back.
Y'all are hilarious.
Okay. He's got one of those. Okay.
He beeped himself.
He did.
on BD.
I don't know what that means still.
I don't either, but it's great. That's the
All right.
problem.
Thanks, KJ.
I'll holla.
Thanks, David.
Later.
Oh, wait, okay. I'm fine. Oh, shout out to. Okay.
Damn. I've got to get out of here.
Shout out to BD. Typically refers Dylan to the Black Disciple Street Gang. You know a lot about Street Gang.
I know about them. They tried to recruit me for a little bit, actually. But I was already committed to the Latin Kings.
You didn't meet the criteria.
Yeah.
They wanted me to cancel my follow-up visit with the Latin King, so I didn't really feel happy.
I was like, nah.
The gang has roots in the Black Gangster Disciple Nation.
Obviously.
Hayes Fawcett had the post all drafted and everything.
I know. Pulled the old switcheroo on them last minute. They made me a good offer. I couldn't refuse it. They made me skip the blood in portion, which is great.
That's sick for you.
Well, just as we learned last week, whenever you do get your money offers in, you got to go to that one app, NIL Go or something like that. And don't know if it's the same thing, same acronym, but look for that one.
What is that?
Institutional laundering something. I don't even know what the actual thing means. Image and likeness. All right, get the fuck out of here. Damn.